Hey, what's up you guys? Melvin here. Welcome to Free Time Gaming. Thank you guys again for joining me here in the channel and checking out the new video. So I'm actually right here right now at Costco. I wasn't even planning to make this video, but I think I will since I'm already here. A couple weeks ago, I just completed the in-body challenge. I believe I did actually pretty good. I lost 40 pounds. I dropped about 30 pounds of body fat. I did lose some muscle though, but a lot of people saying over there that it's actually pretty good for the amount of fat that I lost. So pretty much what I did is I pretty much tried to follow a ketogenic diet. I did that one. I did a lot of fasting. And also I worked out fasted. But for today, I think we're gonna focus on, since I'm at Costco, I think I'm gonna take you through some of the stuff that I ended up getting, ended up buying, and maybe some of the stuff that I avoided. So we'll take you through. We're gonna be here for a little bit. I'm gonna go through every aisle and see and try to take you guys through what I made or what I bought. Alright guys, first up, I went to this aisle. It has, I'm in the cereal aisle, pretty much the breakfast aisle. You guys can see, see the cereals over there. We got Cheerios, Honey Bunches of Oat, and everything like that. So those are pretty much what I avoided from. I feel like they were, based on what the stuff that I've been reading off, I really try to stay away from carbs right now. I know they're saying they're whole grain and supposedly we all thought that they're all healthy, but based on the research that I've been doing, it's actually the opposite. So carbs bad. Too much of it actually is bad. Actually, I'm learning that you can go zero carb and you'll be okay because your body can produce your own carbohydrates. There's no such thing as essential carbohydrates. Okay, so that's one thing that I try to avoid. But every day I did start drinking. I'm not really a coffee drinker, but right here you see the coffee. So I started incorporating black coffee into my morning routine. So pretty much since I am fasting, I don't eat until I started. I usually eat my dinner at 8 o'clock, and then I don't eat lunch until like maybe 1, 2, or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so I skip breakfast. But I do get hunger spikes, so in order to combat that, so I actually started drinking coffee, black coffee that is, so nothing else, hot water and a spoon of coffee. That's usually what I can tolerate. I drink more than that, then I start having palpitations because I think I'm sensitive to caffeine. So I started doing that one, helped me out with the hunger spikes. Alright guys, I'm in the dairy section, so it's super cold right now, but I wanted to show you guys one of the biggest thing that I ate a lot more, and I already loved it in the beginning, but I loved it even more that I followed the ketogenic diet are eggs. So I mean, we're kind of on a budget, so I would love to have brown eggs. We just go for the white eggs. So I ate the whole egg, despite of what everybody was saying before, that only eat the egg whites, don't avoid the yellow because of the cholesterol. But based on the stuff that I've been like reading and then watching, it's really cold right, so I'm having a hard time talking. Actually, do not avoid the cholesterol doesn't really correlate with heart disease, so there's really no study proving that it happens. So they say go ahead, eat the yolks, eat the whole egg, enjoy the egg. So I've been incorporating that a little bit more. That's usually what I eat for breakfast on the days that I don't fast. So alright, let's keep going. Alright you guys, and also before I don't really drink a lot of soda, so I stay away from soda. So most of the drink I have are just plain water. Okay, right now we have a stack of bottled water at home just in case we go into go. We usually get our water from the water store, but most part of the day, I'd say every day, I don't even drink soda anymore unless I drink coffee. But water, instead of anything else. I don't drink apple juice anymore, no juices. I used to love like those nectar juices, but I stopped drinking those because those are very high carbohydrates, and then just the stuff that I'm listening about like fruit isn't really the best thing for you. I get most of my nutrients from vegetables, so most of my drinks, I just drink water. I just drink enough water, and since when you do go on a ketogenic diet, you do pee a lot. So because that's just a normal response for a lower insulin, so you hold less water, so you pee more, so you gotta make sure that you're not dehydrated, because that is one of the side effects. So I just make sure that I'm not dehydrated and just drink enough water. Alright, you guys, I have a sweet tooth, so this was really hard for me to stay away from. Right now we're in the ice cream aisle and the dessert aisle. Frozen fruit, I used to make smoothies for myself because I thought it was really good. Actually, there's one here that I wouldn't stay away from too much, is maybe the blueberries and the, you know, the blueberries. The blueberries, I think they're not bad. Most of the fruits that are recommended when you're in a keto diet that's actually low in the glycemic index, they say apples are pretty good, oranges, and mostly berries, so like strawberries, blackberries. Those are like the best type of fruit that you might want to go for. So I didn't really completely stay away from them. I ate mostly strawberries. Those I really like. I like snacking on those. I really want something sweet besides ice cream. And so, but everything else I kind of stayed away from. Bananas, mangoes. That's what I usually eat. So I stayed away from those and just stick to the mostly berries. And also, guys, I bought a lot of these. I'd rather just go to the store and get the fresh ones, but these are pretty easy to make. I just open up a bag and then just toss it and cook it on coconut oil or avocado oil. Not so much olive oil. Olive oil you have to be careful for so it doesn't degrade. So for the most part, we've been cooking with coconut oil and avocado oil. And this is my go-to for vegetables. It has your cauliflower, it has your broccoli. Not so much carrots, not so much the zucchini squash. So, but mostly I go for the broccoli and the cauliflower for these things, and it's fast, so it's easy to just toss it in the skillet and then we cook it. Alright, you guys, I'm not a big fish eater, but I know you need to eat fish when you're trying to be a little healthier and you're trying to go into a more ketogenic lifestyle. Also, what I learned, there's a few things that it's not just easy as eating fish. You kind of have to be careful with what fish you eat. A fish that I started really avoiding, that I've been eating for a long time, are those tilapias. So I didn't know that they were like kind of like a bad fish to eat because of what they're eating and all that stuff. So I kind of started staying away from them. So I leaned more towards salmon. I used to eat salmon. I eat salmon for the most part anyways when we're eating fish, but I lean more towards it because it has the healthier fats. And all right, so for the most part, we try to pick wild caught salmon. So I think this one's a good option if you're here at Costco. So wild Alaskan sockeye salmon. I learned that from one of the videos that I watch. Sockeye is like one of the best salmon to get. But like for me, like we are in a budget. I mean, these are really good if you can, but this is $32. But usually what I do is I just get the wild caught Alaskan salmon, yeah, but then wild caught for the most part instead of farm raised. It makes a lot of difference. So that's what we choose for fish. There's other fishes in here, but mostly I go for salmon. Alright guys, one thing I like about the keto diet is it lets me eat some of the food that I wasn't able to eat before, because I know last year I did a low-fat diet, low-calorie diet. I did all that stuff. It was horrible because I felt like I was stuck on eating egg whites, chicken breasts, lean ground meat, lean beef, and everything like that. So anyways, going there, speaking of being able to eat some of the things that I love, I can eat bacon. It says this is when we pick the bacon, we usually pick the one that has no sugar added. So I think this is the one we kind of go for. So I'm really glad I can eat this one now for breakfast. It has 8 grams of fat, 4 grams of protein, and 0 carbs, so it's really good, and it tastes really good. I don't know, I really miss eating bacon, so I'm really glad that I'm able to eat it now. So that's what we usually go for meat in the breakfast. Another meat that I usually go for breakfast, I think it's not the best, but it is keto. Is the sausage links, quick serve. I don't usually eat it. We don't usually eat it often. but it's high fat. It's 20 grams of fat, only 2 grams of carbs, and 12 grams of protein. So I mean, if we're going ketogenic, it's high fat, so that's good. But you know, and it's not the best ingredients I can imagine. So we eat that sparingly, but at least I can eat it now. Alright guys, so when it comes to chicken, it's recommended, you know, that you go for still kind of go for the lean pieces of meat. But for me, for us, for the most part, I just stick to the chicken thighs because I do like the way it tastes better. It's not as dry when we cook it. But then it is more recommended if you go with the chicken breast and then you just add your own fat. So that way you can control it a little bit more. But since we are in a budget, so we go with the chicken thigh, so it's a little cheaper. But I just kind of make sure that, you know, I even it out with the fish every now and then for the omega-3s, because you know you want to make sure you have mixture of omega-6 and omega-3s, just to even everything out, just kind of reduce that inflammation, you know. Alright, so that's what we do for chicken. Alright you guys, our family is pretty big on chips, so it was kind of hard to kind of stay away from it now that, you know, I'm going low carb, ketogenic lifestyle. So I'm trying to get my family to do it too, a little bit more, like I'm doing it. So right now we're in the chips aisle, so you can see, so pretty much those are the things I kind of stayed away from now. Maybe eat it very sparingly because they are pretty high carb, very processed. So we stayed away from that for a little bit, you know, just try to be a little more healthy. Yeah, so it was kind of hard. Alright you guys, so we're on the butter aisle. So before, last year I said I was going low fat diet, you know, low calorie diet, so I was really scared to use butter, but not anymore, that now that we're doing the keto. So this is usually what we go for, is the Kerrygold pure Irish butter. So I use this a lot when I do when I bake like keto brownies. Usually when we cook cauliflower rice. I wish I could show you guys cauliflower rice over here, but for today they don't have it for some reason, so I couldn't see it. But we've been using rice cauliflower, also alternative to white rice, and we cook it in this. We use this a lot. I put it on salmon. Yeah, pretty much we use it for baking. We use it for cooking too, butter. Yeah, I go through this a lot. But this is like I don't use the crunchy crawding anymore because this has less ingredients, and it's just pasteurized cream, salt, and contains milk. I mean, I wish they sell ghee over here because when I'm watching, ghee is usually better than butter, or lard, you know, some way. But I think this is the best one I have for while I'm here. Alright guys, cheese that I incorporate a little bit more on our diet is the cream cheese. My family don't like this very much, so pretty much I'm the only one pretty much eating this one. Sometimes not a lot of people can tolerate just eating straight from the tub, but actually the last time I was here I just bought the blocks of cream cheese. I think it's easier to measure, and plus it doesn't have a lot of more ingredients than the tub for some reason, and it's a little cheaper. But anyways, this is what they have right now. They have cream cheese, but I eat this a lot. I don't know, I just like snacking on it when I want something for dessert and I don't feel like making my brownies, so sometimes I just get a spoonful of cream cheese. Cream cheese has 7 grams of fat, only 2 grams of carbs, and 2 grams of protein, so I think it's keto friendly, so that's what I have. Alright you guys, so now we got to this part of the aisle. It has the almond flour. This is pretty much what I still have a little bit more, so I'm not gonna get it now, but I wanted to show you guys. This is what I use for when I bake like some cookies or some brownies. I'm still perfecting some of the, you know, because it still tastes a little funny from what our family is used to for the taste, but I'm trying to kind of make it over and over and try to find out the right proportion, because it is something to get used to. But what I'm using is this Nestle semi-sweet chocolate. It has 9 grams of carbs. When I do keto bread, or when I do my keto like brownies, I would use almond flour. It has 15 grams fat, 5 grams of carbs and 6 grams of protein. Good substitute than enriched wheat flour. And then for the chocolate taste, we use 100%, I think it's 100% cacao powder. Yeah, so I use this one. I mix it up with the baker's chocolate bar. I use like 2 pieces of it, and then I do a spoonful of cacao powder, some more cells, and then almond flour, butter, baking powder, some erythritol. I don't see the stevia. I think I'll see it later. But I don't use cane sugar anymore. I use Truvia actually, which is a mixture of stevia and erythritol. But before I was able to see stevia packets here, but I don't see it. But if I see it, you know, I'll show you guys. But I've seen it before. It's a better choice it's a healthier choice. It doesn't taste the same. It's something to get used to. But for the sugars, that's what I use, and for baking, that's what we use: almond flour, cacao powder, a little bit of the semi-sweet morsels. Alright, you guys, also I found on this aisle, I found the pecans and the walnuts. I like to snack on those. Those are kind of my go-to when I feel like, or when I counted that I have a little bit of I'm lacking on my fat for the day. I am doing fasting, so it's easy for me to not have enough fat on my diet. For me, I'm still working on and I get my fat intake up. I feel like I'm getting some days I feel like I thought that I got enough fat already in the diet, but I don't. But when I actually count it, I use FitnessPal, and then when I plug it in, I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm not having enough fat yet. So usually I would just go for like an ounce of walnuts or an ounce of pecans. Those are some of the best nuts to go for, to snack on if you're on this if you're on keto. So based on some of the stuff that I watch, those are the best ones to go for. So I go for those. Walnut right now, I still got a lot of walnuts at home. I would rather go for the pecans, but the family likes walnuts a lot better, which is a good option. So I go for those. Alright, you guys, the fruit that I got really excited about eating on the keto diet that I wasn't eating a lot before was avocados. That's actually one of the best fruit to eat best fruit to eat in the keto diet. So every video that I watch, every doctors that I heard from, they all recommend avocados. So I started eating at least once a day of that. It's a good source of good fat, and it tastes pretty darn good too. Sometimes I just snack on it. I'm trying to incorporate more. I add it on. I eat it on breakfast. I eat it even like when we make guacamole, salsa. You know, try to incorporate a little bit more on our diet. And it tastes good. So I love having avocados on my meal now, and that's one reason. Two, that I love being on keto, because before, if I was on the low-fat diet, it was avocado that I was avoiding because supposedly it's so high in fat. But now, you know, it's actually good fat, so it's recommended that you eat avocados. All right, you guys. So we're here on this aisle now, where you can see the cooking oils, which is one of the important things that you need to think about when you're doing keto and just trying to be a little bit more healthy when it comes to cooking your food. So for us, for the most part, we use extra virgin olive oil. I used to cook with this, and then I learned that it's actually not the best for cooking because of its smoking point. So it degrades the olive oil when you cook it at a very high heat. So I kind of stopped using olive oil for cooking or stir frying. I usually just use olive oil for salad dressing, and I just mix it with vinegar because it is very strong tasting, so I kind of balance it out with vinegar. So that's when I use it. Oh no, this one, extra virgin organic olive oil. So we use this one. Another oil that I love using, my son don't like it, but my wife and I don't mind using it, is coconut oil. So this is a very popular oil to use when you're in keto. Very high very high smoking point, and I think what everybody considers to be the best oil to really use is avocado oil. It is a little bit on the expensive side, so when I use avocado oil, I use coconut oil, but for the most part I try to use avocado oil because for me I feel like it doesn't taste different, so I have high tolerance to it. When I cook for it, I don't really taste the oil, but it's the good kind of oil that you want to use for the most part because of the smoking point. The smoking point and very healthy fats. So those are the oils. All right, guys. Right now, since we're in the oil aisle, I wanted to show you guys too the oil that I really stayed away from now. That's an advice to stay away from at all costs is like liquid shortening, soybean oil. So those are not really good. And then corn oil, vegetable oil. So those are some of the oils that you don't want to use anymore. So that's a big no-no now. I know they're cheap to use, but they're very bad for you, causes inflammation, so just stay with those. Alright guys, so another food or more condiment that I'm excited to add more now to my food is mayonnaise. Yeah, so mayonnaise is keto friendly. I'm just showing you guys this because this is the only mayonnaise that they have available here in Costco, but there was another Costco that I got Primal Kitchen mayonnaise from. They use avocado oil instead of the palm oil or soybean oil, which is the bad stuff. Like mayonnaise is good, it's just that you gotta find the right kind with the right ingredients that is more healthier for you. But mayonnaise is ketogenic because it's higher fat, low carb, no protein, no carb. I think it's just all fat. But there was a Costco that's kind of far from me that has the Primal Kitchen avocado oil mayonnaise that I started using. I have a little bit of it, so I might have to go back to that one because it's the only Costco that I know that has it. So I'm gonna have to go back to it. It's worth it to use it. I mean, it doesn't taste any different to me than regular mayonnaise. So, and it's much healthier for me. So that's one thing. That's one thing that I'm excited to use on this diet. Here, I have sardines. I snack on these. This is actually not bad tasting. Was kind of iffy on eating them because I haven't eaten them for so long since I got here. I don't really remember the last time I ate sardines. But then since January when I joined the InBody Challenge and then I started doing keto, I saw that sardines is really good for you, and then I look at the ingredients and it does. Sardines is actually has some of the best fish oil content and good fat because it's drenched. This brand has is drenched in olive oil, so it's in good oil. So sometimes I just open one of these. I open one of these and I just snack to it straight out of the can. I eat a lot of this during Lent because on Friday we're not supposed to eat fish. So, but this was my go-to and very keto friendly. So, and it's not bad price either. Very yummy. All right, you guys. So I forgot. We do have apple cider at home, so we buy it from here because it's cheaper. And good size. See, it comes with 3 bottles. I have to do a little bit more research on what really apple cider does, but based on some of the videos that I watch, it's really good for you. It's good for your gut health. There's more to it. I'm not really sure, but since I'm here in Costco, I wanted to share you guys that we do get apple cider from here. Good price, good amount. Alright you guys, so we're in the bread aisle. So little test, is bread ketogenic or not? So if you guys says not, then you guys are good, then you guys are getting the gist of it on how it works. So this is one of the hardest thing that I had to kind of give up because I'm a big bread eater and a rice eater, so those are my main carbs before until I went here. So I kind of had to take it easy on these ones, so I started making my own bread. That's why I buy my almond flour here and then I use it with butter and then use it with use eggs, and I make my own keto bread. But yeah, so pretty much you guys just have to be careful with your bread and your carb contents. I guess maybe make your own bread instead of using, because I think most of this bread they use enriched flour. Yeah, so that's not very keto friendly and very high in carbs. So can raise up your insulin and everything like that. So just be careful. Alright, you guys, so guess where I'm at? We're in the candy aisle. I do have a sweet tooth, so this was another thing for me to hard give up. This is right here. I love Rice Krispie treats, especially the chocolate ones. Yeah, so those ones are really hard to stay away from. I'm trying to get my kids to ease up on it a little bit. I mean, they can still have a little bit because, you know, they are taste good, they are yummy, but I just lower it for them. And then, you know, for us that's trying to do a little bit, that's trying to do keto, we kind of stay away because keto is all about, you know, having your insulin go down, and then when you eat all this stuff, then your insulin runs back, and then your body won't learn how to use fat to make ketones. So this is just something you kind of want to stay away from. All right, so that's it, you guys. So I pretty much went through most of the aisles that's here at the Costco close to by my house. For the most part, that's the stuff that we get when we go grocery shopping, and what we use for keto. So again, it's just about, you know, limiting your carbohydrates, balancing your fats. Remember, ketogenic diet is about 70% fat, so about 20-25% protein and 5% carbs. So it's low fat. So you want to just lower your insulin and then let your body use the fat for energy, how it's meant to be. So, alright, you guys, I hope you guys liked this video. I would appreciate it. Go ahead and click that bell button to subscribe. There's going to be more videos. I'm just started doing this, but I'll be making a little bit more videos because this is something that I find that I'm passionate about. I'm doing a lot of research to it, and there's really a lot of benefits on doing low carb, doing ketogenic lifestyle. So hopefully you guys learned something from this. And then if you guys have any advice, I know I'm probably missed a bunch of stuff in this video, but any comments, any questions, please write it in the comments. Click the like button, and I'd really appreciate it. Until the next video, you guys, thank you.